Hi. So in this lesson, we're going to talk about 5.3 metric units. And what we're going to talk about is metric to metric conversion. And then we're going to talk about metric to US conversion. And there's a table on page 312. There's tables throughout this section, but on 312, there's a table that kind of is a summary of all those tables. And I'm also going to try to include that as a handout in your work. So let's take a look. Now, this is the way I do it. I don't know. I had a lot of trouble with this when I was in school. We really didn't have any science or anything when I went to school as far as in grades 1 through K through 8. So I kind of had to learn that on my own, and this is the way I did it. Okay, the main units in the major unit in metric system is the liter, the meter. We call the liter L, the meter is M, of course, and the gram, which we call G. Okay, those are the major things. And what we have is kind of a chart. This is how I remembered it, with a chart. Right down the middle of the chart is the liter, the meter, and the gram. Okay, liter is used for liquid, meter for length, and grams for weight. So, we have those divisions. So this is your major unit. This is your key unit right here. Then to the right of that, the first thing we have the word deci. And this unit right here is a deciliter, decimeter, decigram. Next to that is the centi. Deci means 10. Centi, 10. 100, excuse me. Centi is 100. So it takes 100 centimeters or centiliters or whatever to make 1 liter. So this would be centiliters, deciliters, excuse me, milliliters, and excuse me, I'm not even thinking here. Okay, centiliters, I'm trying to think ahead. Centimeters and centigrams. Centiliters, centimeters, centigrams. Ever get one of those days? Okay, then the last word is milli. Takes 1,000 millimeter. Milli means 1,000. So we have milliliter, millimeter, milligram. Milliliters can also be described as, sometimes instead of using milliliter, we use the term cc's, like in medicine, or sometimes we use centimeters cubed. They all mean the same thing, but milliliter, cc's, or centimeter cubed mean the same thing. On the other side, we have deca. So we have deciliter, decameter, decagram. And then we have hecta, 100, hectoliter, hectometer, hectogram, hectometer, hectogram. And then finally we have kilo, kiloliter, kilometer, kilogram, or kilogram. Okay, so that's the way we divide it up. We can make this as a little table. So let me show you how this table works. Okay, we'll box it off. So let's talk about, let's say we're right here in we've got 2 liters. And we want to change that to milliliters. So 2 liters equal how much? Well, let's see. We're going to move, for each box we move here, we're going to move our decimal one place. This is 2 point. We move it here, we're going to move our decimal point 1 place, 2 places, 3 places. To the right, to the direction we're going. If we're going this way from our key unit, then we're going to move it to the left. Okay? And even if anytime on this scale, we could be anywhere on the scale. If we're going to the left, we're going to move our decimal point in that direction. If we're going to the right, we're going to move it to the right direction. So in this case, we're going from 2 liters right here. We're going to move one, kind of a game, board game, 1, 2, 3. We're going to move 3 places, 3 zeros. So that becomes 2,000 milliliters, or we could call it 2,000 cc's, or we could call it 2,000 centimeters cubed. Okay, they all mean the same thing. Cubic centimeters, sometimes we call it cubic centimeters. So that's kind of the idea behind it. So let's try a couple more and see if we can do some. See if we have any in the book. Okay. On page 301, there's some problems. Let's try some of these. I want to keep the chart. Let me scoot this down. Let's fold this. That's what we're doing. All right. So I got my little chart up here. I don't want to rewrite it. And I got 147. You can always pause the tape at any time, and copy some of this stuff down. I got 147 centimeters, and I want to change the meters. And maybe some of you are pretty good at this, and maybe some aren't. So I'm right here at centimeters, 147, and I want to move to meters, 1, 2. So I'm going to move the decimal point in that direction 2 places. The decimal point's at the end of the number, so this would be 1.47 meters. And that's all there is to it. I can multiply by 100 or divide by 100, but this is how I usually do it. I just move back and forth on this scale. 3.1 meters is equal to how many centimeters? 3.1, I'm going to move 2 places to get the centimeters to the right. So I'm going to move 2 places to the right, 310 centimeters. Let's try another one here. Here's 7 centimeters, and I want to move to millimeters. Okay, I'm right here at 7 centimeters, and I want to move to millimeters. All I'm going to do is move 1 box. So I had 7.0. I'm going to move in that direction, just 1 box. So 70 millimeters. You see? And that's what there is to it. Okay. We have a little bit harder one. Let's do this. Let's suppose I have 7.5 centigrade, and I want to move centigrams, and I want to move to kilograms. Okay, so I'm going to move. I don't got the box I'm on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like a board game. I'm going to move 5 in what direction? Towards the kilograms. 5. I've got a number already there, so I need 4 more zeros, huh? 0.0000075. Pretty small. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to move 5 this way. 5 places. 1, 2, 3. We want centigrades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same. All right, let's try another one. We'll move this down so we can all see it. What's a good one to do? Okay, I'm at 1,000 kilometers. And I want to change that to centimeters. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to end up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on centimeters. I'm going to move my decimal point, which is behind here, 5 places. 1,000. And now 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decimal point. So that's a lot. 1, 2, 3. 100 million centimeters. Let's make a more logical problem. Suppose I had 3.8 kilometers, and I wanted to figure out how many meters that is. Okay, I'm here at kilometers, and I want to move to meters. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move this 3 places. The 8 counts as one of the spots, and then I need 2 more zeros. So that's how I do it. I just move back and forth on the scale. Okay. The next thing is our conversions, and we're going to convert from English to metric and metric to English. And on page 302, they have some, and let's take a look. Here we have 4.3 yards, and we want to change that to meters. How many meters is that? So look at my little table. It says 1 yard is 0.9144 meters. So I'm going to use the same thing I was using in the last section. 1 yard has to be a diagonal. 1 yard is 0.9144 meters. Okay, so I'm going to multiply that. And the yards is going to cancel out yards. Here's my nifty little red pen. And that's going to cancel out. And so it looks like just a multiplication problem. Grab my little calculator here. 4.3. Turn that on. 4.3 times 0.9144. Another thing you should always do when you're taking your test is maybe double check your numbers here or redo the problem. Now, according to the book, we can carry this out a whole lot of places, but usually we go out maybe 1 decimal place. So I'm going to write down what it was. But I only want to go 1 decimal place. I look at the 3. 3 is small. The 9 is going to get bigger, and it's going to stay the same, 3.9 meters. Okay. So, you can remember to multiply, but sometimes it's confusing. If yards comes first, like if the English system comes first and then you got the metric behind it, you're going to multiply. If it's just the opposite, you're going to divide. But you can always tell this way, and you don't have to be thinking so hard. 2.5 inches equals how many millimeters? All right. It says 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. 2.54 inches. So I'm going to have to change it to centimeters. 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. All right. This is going to be times. The inches are going to cancel. 2.5. What am I doing with the mouse here? Okay, let's clear this. Clear. I think I've been doing too many of these in one day. Times 2.54 equals. So I come up with 6.35. But what is that? That's centimeters. And I want millimeters. So I think of my chart. I'm thinking of my chart, which I can't find real handy. Oh, I got it right here. I want to go from centimeters to millimeters. So I want to move one place to the right. So I'm going to just move this decimal one place to the right, and that'll be 63.5. And now I've got my answer. See? And that's kind of a fast way of doing it. You know, after a while, if you look at this, you get it memorized, and you know, because it's all the same. It doesn't deciliters, centiliters, milliliters, deca, hecta, kilo. So if you just make sure you copy that down, you have it made. All right. Any others here we want to go? Let's try this one. 18 feet, 6 inches, 2 meters. Well, I could convert this all to inches, and I got to go inches to meters. And they don't really have a great conversion for inches to meters. What if I change 6 inches as 6/12 of a foot and change that to 18 and a half right here? A half is 0.5. So what if this was 18.5 feet? Now I can go, I have a conversion. Feet. Let's take a look here. 1 foot. Well, I guess that's not going to help me anyhow, because now I'm converting over to centimeters. Okay, well, that's okay. 30.48 centimeters. Okay, so I'm going to times that together. It probably would have been maybe easier to do it a different way. Who knows? Times 30.48. I come up with 563.88. And we could round that off if we want. And that is centimeters, see? But I want to change centimeters to meters. So how do I do that? I'm going to again think of my chart, and I'm going to go 2 places, 1, 2 to the meters. So I'm going to move it this way 2 places. So 5.6388. I'm going to round it off to 1 decimal point. And the 3's right behind there, so I'm going to say 5.6 meters. And let's see what the book came up with on that one. Do I have my answer? This is 18.6G. And that's exactly what they came up with. So we could have done it a couple of different ways. I changed it feet to centimeters and then centimeters to meters. So you have to use both conversions. But that's kind of the whole idea behind it. Okay, so let's move on to a couple other ones. One other unit we have over here is we got milli and we have micrograms. Now, microgram is shown this way. We only use it for grams. So micrograms is this way, UG. And what it does is there would be 3 more boxes to go over. 1, 2, 3. And the third box, 1, 2, 3. And this would be your microgram. We don't, you do use it sometimes because it takes 1,000 micrograms just to make a milligram, and a milligram is pretty small. So it would take a lot of them to make a gram. Okay. Let's try this problem right here. This is on 305. We want to change 1.5 kilograms to ounces. So on the top of page 305, I see there's a conversion chart about ounces equal grams. It doesn't say anything about milligrams. So I guess we want to change this to grams first. So again, I look at my chart, 1.5 kilograms. I want to change the grams. I'm going to move this 3 places. So that's equal to 1,500 grams. 1, 2, 3. Now I can change that to ounces. It says 1 ounce, 1 ounce is 28.34 grams. And notice where I put the grams on the bottom, diagonal. So this is actually a division problem, huh? And so I'm going to divide 1,500. That's why it's so useful to do this. If you get used to it, I know at first it's hard. Anything's hard, but after you get used to it, it's not quite as bad. We're rounded to 1 decimal place. I say it's 52.92. I'm not worrying about the 8. Right here, this is saying keep it a 9. So 52.9 ounces. And so that's how I would do this conversion. Let's take a look. This was E, problem E. 52.9 ounces. So that's kind of the idea behind it. And I'm not so concerned with volume, but and those kind of things. Here's another problem. This is on 309. We want to convert to 27.5 kilometers per hour to centimeters per second. Looks kind of hard, huh? Okay, so first of all, let's change kilometers to centimeters. And again, here's your kilometers. And we want to change to centimeters, way over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. We got to move this decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. Okay, now that'll give us centimeters per hour, and we want to change hours to seconds. So 1 hour is 3,600 seconds. Remember that from the last time? Times this. So we can see the hours cancel out hours. We should have centimeters per second. So let's see, it's a big old number here, 275 with 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, divided by 36 with 2 zeros, 1, 2. Boom, I get 763 point, and I'm going to round this up. That was my answer. Clear it out. But it was 0.9, I remember. Centimeters per second. And we take a look at the conversion. What did they come up with? Did they come up anything close to what we have? Where's this problem right here? 764. Well, they rounded off to a whole number, but pretty much the same idea. If we wanted to round this up again, because this is a 9, this would round up centimeters per second. So I chose to change the kilometers right here to centimeters. Then I could use my cancellation trick to change centimeters per second. So I hope that helps. One last thing, you're going to get a table in your book. Looks like this. I don't know if you can see this very well, but this is a conversion table. These are in Fahrenheit, and this is in Celsius. And I think one that's easy to kind of see is right here. When we're reading up this thing, this would be at each degree, let's see, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. So if I see these two marks, they're almost in alignment, 75, 77, I'm going to write it, I don't know if you can see this, 77 degrees Fahrenheit, this is how we would write it, is equal to approximately 25 degrees centigrade. centigrade, Celsius scale. So when it's 25 degrees in Europe, it's 77 degrees here because they use the metric system and we don't. So 77. Let's see what 108 would be. I don't know. 108 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's find 108. Here's 110. Here's 105. These look like they're going up by ones. 105, 106, 107, 108. Kind of hard to read it. And how are these going up? They're going up also by ones. So that would be 48. Here we go, about 41, 2, I don't know, 41.42.5, I would say. Somewhere around there. You know, if you put 42.3 or something like that, that's fine. 42.3, 42.6, you know, somewhere in that area, just over 42. So it would sound really cool here, but it's definitely hot here. Okay, so that's a way that you can convert. Try your exercises that you've been assigned again on page 312 is a table that you can refer to. So have a good day, and we'll see you later.